Whoa! Am I coming in? Are we coming in clear? Hello? Hello? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Geek Culture Congress, where we talk everything nerd, geek, comic book, sci-fi, fantasy, video games. I don't know, whatever is hot on the topic of the week, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Yeah.
This is hot right now.
Yeah.
And
Madden, baby. Look at that.
Both these, the college and the Madden.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Louis Speedy Jr. Gonzalez, accompanied by my good friend, Mr. Joey Franchise, and actor, comedian extraordinaire, Mr. Tarek Lewis. How you doing, sir?
I'm out here in these streets, man. In these comfortable bourbon streets.
It's all good, man. You could be worse, man. You could have just, your life could have just never happened. You could be a plant. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, we gotta talk about that finale for Umbrella Academy, Netflix, the final season. Let's see, what else are we talking about? Of course, Alien Romulus. Romulus, is that what it's called? Romulus?
Gotta talk
Romulus?
about Alien Romulus.
Romulus.
Yes.
I know you guys is gonna take over the show for that one because I didn't.
You haven't seen it?
That's not for
You
me.
haven't seen it?
Not for me.
Oh, it's not your thing?
Not my thing, bro.
Oh,
really?
Yeah. I
Checking
stepped
in.
out.
What
I
up,
checked
sad
out. I
boy
checked out an
Angel?
Alien a long time ago. After what was the one? What was the one that she had the baby, the alien baby?
Oh, Resurrection.
Oh,
Was it
that
after
was
Resurrection?
Alien,
Yeah, I
man.
was like, yeah,
That's way
not
back.
for me.
No, they went crazy. They went crazier than that in
Yeah.
Romulus.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I heard.
They
Yeah.
took that to the next level.
To the next level. I know.
They up the stakes, dog.
That was
They said, oh, that was old school.
They said,
This is-
"Hold my
we
beer."
in 2024. Let's go.
They said, "Oh, y'all want to do
You want
humanoid
to do babies?
aliens,
Alien babies?
humamorphs, human xenomorphs? Hold my beer."
Holy moly. And then what else we talking about today? Gosh, thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. There's none to be no more Acolyte. Oh,
Yeah, put
yes.
it down.
What a tragic turn of events.
I feel like Speedy would still secretly try to.
No, it's
you guys
bad
give it
enough.
another
It's
shot?
bad enough, and it sits on its own merits of being horrible.
It bothers me that y'all are happy about this.
I'm bothered. I'm sad that I'm happy about the demise of a Star Wars TV show.
They deserve a chance.
No, they don't. No.
Isn't
No.
Star Wars brand like
No.
the Star Wars like lore is about hope? Isn't their whole like brand about hope, finding hope?
Yeah.
Hope? Oh, I don't know.
Or was that just the first movie or the?
Oh yeah.
The
Well,
whole
yeah.
thing is hope.
Definitely. It's all
The whole thing is positivity and hope.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know. I'm not the Star Wars guy. That's Speedy's forte.
Yeah, that's not Joey's thing.
Nah, that's not my thing. So
It's all good, guys.
that's
I'm
not-
the only one into everything. I'm
Since
nerd poly.
yeah. So since you guys are so excited about aliens, go ahead and just
oh yeah.
give it to everybody, okay? And I will just sit along for the ride and ask
Well-
some dumb questions.
Let me put my controller down because I'm trying to get the mechanics of Madden right because it's been bothering me. I have to get my ass. So at the gate, I'm gonna give it a 8.5 out of 10. I thought it's probably one of the best alien movies I've seen. Not the best, but definitely in the top 3 alien movies of all time. I really enjoyed the guy who directed it. I forgot his name, but he was definitely he definitely did the Evil Dead movie that came out last year. And I thought that was phenomenal as well. His take on like horror and turning the alien movies back to that horror, real gory sci-fi. That I think he accomplished that, and I think he should definitely lead the way and be granted another shot at doing another Aliens movie. I love the story. It picks up. I want to say what's Terry between Alien and Aliens or before Alien?
It's between Alien and Aliens, I believe.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, I thought they captured that really well. There's a lot of callbacks, to the original stuff. You see Ash, Ash's model.
Yeah.
He's called Rook in the movie.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
that young cast was really good. I thought, again, you get a lot of callbacks, like even some of the scenes that were shot were reminisced about, you know, the old Aliens movies and how Sigourney, you know, those Sigourney Weaver shots, the iconic shots. That the cinematography was on point. I love that they used the face huggers. I feel like the face huggers don't get enough love, and they got hella love in this one. And they're probably the most scariest out of all, like even the xenomorphs, bro. I thought that was really dope, and they used them in a very dope way. And you've seen it in the trailer, even in the first look. You can see the first look on Disney Plus. They capture probably one of the best scenes in the movie where they're getting locked in one of the rooms of the ship that they're like investigating. They're trying to steal some pods to go to a different planet and live. So they get stuck in this room, and this room is, they don't know that it's harboring uh, face hugger eggs, and immediately the room gets hot. So these eggs start heating up, and then the face huggers start falling in this water. It's like a foot of water, and they're just swimming through, tripping people, trying to. I mean, it was a little pause moments in there too, bro, with the face hugger trying to stick the in the mouth. I'm like, hey, yo, you gotta relax. But that was probably one of the craziest scenes of the movie. Really intense. But it's like that throughout the entire movie. I think it had me on the edge of my seat. Very well done. I loved every minute of it. I'm glad that the runtime was what it was. It was easy to follow.
Yeah.
The horror was on point. The cast was on point. Cinematography, the xenomorphs look crazy, and bro, that human xenomorph that we got at the end was out of control.
But that's a little Easter egg for Prometheus, right?
Yeah, Prometheus, and I feel like Resurrection, because I think because they caught so much crap about the way the Resurrection alien that came out her stomach when she was pregnant.
Yeah.
You know, they got a lot of backlash for that. I feel like they, in a way, kind of redeemed themselves. The CGI was bad at times. I would say on Rook's face, you could tell the CGI was bad. And at times the CGI was bad on that human xenomorph. That I think it was Isabel Merced.
Yeah. Dang, the CGI was bad.
Yeah, some of the CGI
bad
was really
CGI in 2024.
I mean, bro, I feel like I mean, everything else looked good. So,
okay.
But yeah, 8 out of 5. I thought it was really enjoyable. I had a great time watching that movie, and I put it right up there for movies of the summer. It's right behind Deadpool, Wolverine.
8.5. That's pretty good for an Alien movie. Tarek.
You know, I thought 8.5 was high at first, but the more you talk about it, yeah, I agree. I agree. I think it is that good, especially it's a horror film. Like,
oh yeah,
it's a horror film. Like, I mean, it's sci-fi. The science is a little interesting, but it's a horror film. It's like I didn't want to go to the bathroom to miss like how somebody was gonna die, or a chase scene, or something. And there's a lot of face huggers. Them face huggers, I'm with you on that one too, Joey. Face huggers are creepier.
Very rapey.
Yeah, man. Them things.
They're rapey as hell.
Yeah, it's like sci-fi. Remember that show Oz? It's like Oz, but like in space. It's weird. Like just violate you.
No means no, face huggers. No means no.
Yeah. Wow. Oh man. Yeah. No diddy, dude. They didn't care. I was a little. I went and watched when it started. I was like, man, it's gonna do some like little some young people, some weird like heisting. You know, I'm thinking like, yo, this is gonna be whack. Like, I didn't want this. I didn't want teenagers or whatever off into space. And I was like a little like, this is gonna be. They made this corny, man. Once they get on that ship where the aliens are,
all hell,
straight action the entire time with some human drama. Like, they have their own android Andy, and his character. He has some good character development. The classic, you know, if I had to take away some points for something, it's the classic, you know, dumb people doing dumb stuff in horror films. You know, like, why are you going in that room? Like, why are you standing there and looking? You know, that stuff happens, which makes this a good, solid horror film. I think you could like this without seeing any of the other Alien films.
Agree.
I think it's good enough to stand on its own. Yeah, and then that creature. That's another thing. I did not like the way the boss, the final villain creature looked. It looked so weird. It looked like somebody caught a senator naked in the YMCA shower and took a picture of him. It was awful looking. It was the most frightening thing. It was just like an old naked white dude.
Yeah, I just didn't know what to make of it. You're literally looking at it like, what, like the whole time. I'm like, what am I looking at? Like,
what is going on? And I'm thinking like, yo, who designed this? Like, who sat in the room and was like, yeah, this is it's so weird. So, Speedy, I know you said Alien's not your thing.
Mm-mm.
You might not have liked that because
No.
that was wild.
I thought the idea is what I thought was unique because I think that's what they were trying to accomplish with Prometheus. I think that was like the end goal of creating the perfect organism and kind of taking that. I mean, you saw it in the movie where they kind of break down what they were trying to use. You know, the I guess what the DNA of whatever was on that planet from Prometheus.
Yeah.
I think they were just trying to take that DNA and implement it because they were testing it on rats and like they would smashed a rat, injected the DNA of what makes the xenomorphs into that rat, and he like his DNA with the xenomorph DNA brought him back to life immediately, that. So, but what they didn't know was that there's an after effect to it, and that after effect is what happened when later on in the movie when Isabel Merced's character she's pregnant, and you know it's like her and the leading lady in the movie where in Isabel kind of like her character just stabs herself with the DNA. She injects herself with the Yamin and go and you know what I mean. She thinks everything
because she's trying to survive. She just says screw it, and she's gonna turn herself into an alien.
Yeah, and trying to save her baby because she fell like really like from a very very high spot, and so she injects herself to kind of bring herself back to life. Her baby, protect her baby, and what she ends up doing is the DNA goes like that injection, all that stuff went into her womb and created the baby, and her stomach starts growing like at a massive rate. And then a big ass egg just kind of pops out. Like, bro, it was nasty, dog. Like it was crazy. But I liked the idea of where they were trying to go with it. They didn't execute it fully. It looked really weird. But overall, I like the idea of it and kind of where they're going because I feel like that's what they were trying to give us in Prometheus and how like the end goal was for humans to kind of not look like that. I think they were trying to use that, the DNA from the xenomorphs to, regenerate people and make people last longer. I think that's the whole point of the whole Wayland, the Wayland group?
Yeah.
I think that's like their full, like their mission, but they never knew what the after effects were, and that's pretty much what happens when you do that stuff.
So it came out like a whole different creature, right?
Like a human, like a better
human alien hybrid. It's like the same thing that is in Prometheus. Almost.
So it looked like the Prometheus guy, like but super slim, with like he swallowed a xenomorph.
Right. That's cool. Little Easter eggs to all the lore. I think that's dope.
Good solid horror film. Yeah, very good solid horror action film.
And I think Tarek thought probably this was dope when she was going crazy, bucking at the aliens.
Yeah.
And she got her back to the wall and like turned the gravity off.
Yeah, dope scene.
Yo, she's bodying all the aliens, bro, with her like with the gun, and everybody just starts floating. All the aliens start floating, but the crazy thing is the acid is floating too. So she's trying to maneuver through the acid to get away out the room. Yo, it was nuts. That was a fire ass scene though.
Yeah.
Cool. My attitude towards most horror movies were exemplified in that movie. Nope.
It had a good chunk of action, bro. Like I won't even hold you.
Yeah.
There's some good action in there.
That's cool.
So you don't do horror films at all, Speedy?
I don't know. I like the Evil Dead, but Evil Dead is like silly horror. You know.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Not
I
the
don't know.
la-
It's like
not the last
slapstick
one.
horror. You know.
Not the one that the director for
No,
Alien.
not the recent Evil Dead. I'm talking about like the
That
old
was
school Evil
crazy.
Dead. Like like the original Evil Dead and stuff like that. But other than that, I don't know. I enjoyed the Evil Dead TV show, though, when it was on Star.
I never got a chance to watch
Yeah,
that.
it's fun. It's funny. Yeah. But that's about it. The horror stuff. I don't know. It just, I mean, I think they're cool. Like, I'm not scared, but it just doesn't do anything for me. I don't know.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah. Like, Alien's cool, but I don't know. I'll probably check it out eventually. But did I go to the movie theater right now and watch it? Nah. Nope.
I think it's a movie theater movie to me, man. I
Yeah.
saw it in IMAX.
Oh, that's I saw it in Dolby.
Yeah, and to me, it's a movie theater movie. I think you might need to see it in a theater. To be honest,
You got to feel that, man.
yeah.
Okay. Well, I might check it out. We'll see. Let's move on to what we could do. We could do Umbrella Academy or talk about. I don't know if any of you guys checked out the if you checked out any of the director's cuts of Rebel Moon yet.
No, and I'm not going to. That I'll be completely honest with you. Fool me once. Fool me once, homeboy.
Gore or
Never
demon
again.
horror movies? Well, Evil Dead was kind of a demon horror movie, yeah, and it's still gore. So I don't know. I don't know. They're just not interesting to me. Like, I think they're cool sometimes. I don't know.
Hey man, to each his own.
Yeah.
Did you sat there and watch the reboot of Rebel Moon though?
Yeah. So I did watch the direct, at least the first one. I'm gonna watch the second one, and it's it's a superior product to the first one.
Really?
It's just superior product, and it's, of course, it's more gore. It's a lot of the same stuff. Some different dialogue, some more cuss words, some more more gore, a little bit more character development for a lot of characters, and it makes a lot, just the character development. If you liked Rebel Moon and you wanted a little bit more, dang, those are cool. It was a cool movie, but man, I wish there was more character development. And this is that. You know what I mean? This is that for you. But if you were not into it for, at all, like I don't even like this at all, you're probably not gonna like much more Rebel Moon. It's practically the same movie, other than that there's a lot more character development, like, and it's just longer. I mean, it's a 3-hour director's cut. So there's a lot of backstory. Yeah.
Zack Snyder.
It's a lot of backstory,
cuts, bro.
I like it. I liked it.
Justice League stuff.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was cool. So I'll watch this. I'm gonna watch the second part, and I'll let you guys know how I feel about the second part. But the first part is definitely, it was very interesting. And I'd say if you haven't seen Rebel Moon at all, and you're okay with the R rating, a little bit more gore and sex and stuff like that, then check out the director's cut Rebel Moon and see if it tickles your fancy. It's like remember that what was that sci-fi cartoon that he used to have on HBO back in the day?
On HBO.
Yeah, they have it on HBO. It was a magazine.
Oh, you got me on this one, speaking.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
it was like they made like 2 or 3 different movies of them. It was like one of those crazy sci-fi HBO and
a cartoon.
Yeah, Heavy Metal. There you go. Remember Heavy Metal? Heavy Metal. Heavy Metal.
Like,
dude, Heavy Metal was like in 1943 that came out.
I know, but then they had those animated heavy metal animated movies. They would show a lot on HBO and stuff like that. It's
okay.
It's kind of like that kind of sci-fi. You know what I mean?
I had a Scrambler back in the day. I don't know if I was I got that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I thought Aeon Flux too.
Aeon Flux. It's a little Aeon Fluxy as well. Yeah. It's definitely a darker sci-fi, and even much more darker and disturbed when you watch the director's cut. But yeah, definitely. You know,
You got a lot of
your
heart,
mileage
dude.
may vary. There you go. Your mileage may vary. Maybe it's not enough for you to get back in it. Maybe you haven't watched it and you just won't like it at all. Period. I don't know. But
You have a lot of heart to do that, man.
yeah,
Mhm.
it is. It is a superior product to the first one, though. Definitely.
I gotta respect. I do have to respect Zack Snyder's hustle. We're getting 2 movies out of every one movie he
Oh
does.
yeah.
I gotta give him his respect up for that.
Yo, literally, like the vibe when you're watching the director's cut, Tarek, he literally was like, he probably was like, yo, I want to do this movie, right? You know what I mean? And these 2 movies, or maybe possibly a third. And Netflix
Mhm.
was probably like, oh yeah, this is dope. But can you make a PG version? Because, we're trying, to get, different demographic to watch stuff. And he was like, are you going to pay for everything? They were like, yeah, sure. Okay, we'll do 2.
Well, somebody let that man make the damn movie the way he wants to the first time.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah.
And then they waited so
hate
long. So let's say you watched the Rebel Moon and you were like, okay. But Zack Snyder's gonna come with the director's cut, bro. They waited like 6 months before they dropped these director's cuts.
Like, is his fan base really
Yeah.
that like Travis Scotty? Like, it feels like it's
Some people do. Some people are. Some people dig him. Some people dig him. I like him.
I
I
see
liked
it.
it.
Like,
I didn't dislike it. It's not perfect by any
I'm not
means.
saying he doesn't make bad movies all
Yeah.
the time, but
It's not
I mean,
perfect.
They're also not nothing to like really go nuts for.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. It's good.
like-
It was
And maybe
for
that's just me
entertainment.
though. That's
Great.
me.
Yeah. But for entertainment and some new sci-fi product, different IP, I take it. That was cool. I liked it. Yeah. But it was awesome. Is it the new Star Wars? No. No. Negative.
It's got to be a little bit of white privilege in there, ain't it? Just getting a second shot at.
Well, probably. But
I
yo,
don't
no,
recall
I don't
ever
even
that-
think so. I think it's what I told you before. I think it's literally he was like, "Yo, Netflix, this is the movie I want to make." He showed him probably both director's cuts, the full thing, gore, heavy metal style, AM Flux kind of sci-fi. This is my movies. And Netflix was probably like, "Yo, this is dope, but can you make an
Listen.
easier one?"
Until Ryan Coogler gets a do-over at Wakanda Forever, I don't want
That's
to
not gonna
see
happen,
Zack
bro.
Snyder thing.
Isn't that right, bro?
I want Ryan Coogler to come back
He's
in
gonna
another
be
time.
executive producing Ironheart now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is. And then more Netflix action, man. We finally got let's see. No, Umbrella Academy, Val, is another different kind of show. It's a comic book called The Umbrella Academy, and it's these 5 or 6, I forgot how many total it was. I think it was 6. Individuals were born on the same day with all different powers, and this benefactor raised them. He not inherited them. What's the word? Adopted them. He adopted them, yeah, and put them in his academy, which he called the Umbrella Academy, and then all kinds of crazy comic booky sci-fi time twisting action happens for how many seasons? This was the 4th season.
I think this is season 4. Yeah.
Yeah. This was the 4th season, and they end with this season versus the comic book is still going. So yeah, the comic book has not ended at all, and it seems like there's no intent and no end in sight right now for the comic book at all. Like the creators have no intention to be ending the comic book anytime soon. But me watching this last season of Umbrella Academy, it's so crazy and wild. Like honestly, people were complaining about the ending, but I was like, man, honestly, there probably was no other really way to end this show. You know what I mean? What do you think, Tarek?
I was disappointed in the season overall.
Yeah.
Happy that it ended, and I'm not saying I'm happy that it ended because I didn't like the show. I
was a
liked
good
the show overall,
Yeah.
but it's like, yo, how many like even in this season, they kept saying like, yo, how many times we keep saving the world over and over and over and over again. So I like that it had a nice buttoned up resolution. But it wasn't very good. Like the way the characters went in the directions they went, some of the relationships and stuff, it wasn't that strong. It did have some good moments. Like the time traveling kid, I think he's 5. I think he's 5.
Yep, 5.
Yeah. All his scenes, especially he has some scenes where he's in this train station that is a director to like alternate universes
Mhm.
of the same time. A lot of those scenes, the time they spent there, that was cool. Those were cool.
Yeah.
Um, I never understood. I guess it's just a quirky comic book writer. I never understood one with the body of a gorilla at the top and a human body at the bottom.
I think it's just a trope. I think it was just a thing
And
to do
it's
funny.
so weird. He's a stripper now, and he's just mad goofy.
Yeah.
I-
Apparently, this season 4 was completely unique. Wasn't based on any comic book story
yeah.
for Umbrella Academy.
But I think they had to tie these things together, and I think they made some choices for the sake of making the season more palatable. And look, I finished it. I clearly finished it pretty fast, so it was it couldn't have been that bad. It's a palatable season. I think it was 6 episodes.
It might have been 8. But
It might have been okay.
yeah.
So, but I wouldn't like go tell people like, yo, you gotta go watch the Umbrella Academy.
I would say it's definitely like very similar to Rebel Moon as it is as an acquired taste for, maybe not everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Netflix is swinging for the fences though. It seems like, they're content heavy. They're content heavy.
And it feels like they're artsy, like they're letting their things just go. Their creators just run with it, I guess, more lack of better words.
Listen, what they should have, I mean, I guess you can't base what you're going to do on the competition, but we're going to have 2 years without House of the Dragon, I think.
Yeah.
What is like another year for the boys? And no telling when Invincible. I don't know when Invincible's coming back.
I think we'll probably get that faster. I don't know.
Yeah, because they're supposedly had started working on that.
Yeah.
Gen V, I don't know back in. So I almost think that like they should have dropped them. Well, I guess it's the right time. But we're gonna be kind of in a little dearth. Like we're not gonna have.
No, we're in a little lull. Yeah, definitely.
A bunch of shows to watch. Yeah. So, and then maybe they could have dropped it a little later, and it might have gotten some more pull. But solid. I don't know. I give the whole show. I give the whole show like a 7 out of 10.
That's a solid show.
It's a solid show.
Yeah.
For 4 seasons, I give it like a 7 out of 10.
I agree with you. I agree.
Yeah. The first season is great though. Like the first season.
Yeah. The first season brings you in.
Yeah. The first season is ill.
Yeah. That's it, guys. That's all I had to talk about today. I don't know if I'm forgetting something.
The Craven trailer?
Oh yeah. Well, me and you talked about the Craven trailer last week, but Tarek didn't tell us how you felt about Craven the Hunter. Craven the human animal activist.
Yeah, this is going to be an awful casualty. I feel bad for some of these actors in these films.
Really? Is that bad?
Like, huh? No, I don't think it's going to be. I think it's going to do bad.
Well, there you go.
I don't necessarily think the film is going to be bad. I think it's going to do bad.
They should have Batgirled this thing and just like took the L.
tax right off.
Tax right off.
Yeah,
I don't know.
bro.
Sony got money, bro. Sony not doing bad like a Warner Brothers.
I mean, when you sell them PlayStations, I mean,
yeah, exactly. That's what they're like. Let's run it. See what happens.
I'm a Craven the Hunter fan from the comic book. That's my favorite Spider-Man villain. I don't know, maybe him or Doc Ock, but those are like my favorite Spider-Man villains. Minus Venom. And I think the trailer looks good. I think it looks like, oh, this might be a good, solid film. I just think that no one's going to care because no one knows where it fits anywhere, and
right.
He's not a big enough character to like have a whole movie about him if it's not going to fit somewhere else. Now, if we get in here and Vulture's in it, you know what I mean? We see Michael Keaton.
Oh no, we got Rhino definitely. That's
yeah. We're definitely gonna have Rhino. Rhino looks great too in the trailer. Rhino looks cool as hell. So I'm impressed by that. But I just don't think it's gonna. I just don't think it's gonna do well. I don't think it's gonna do well, and I hope it's good. I hope I can go see it and come back and be like, yo, y'all are missing out on, Craven's a great movie,
I'm skipping that one.
I hope I can do that, but I don't think I'll be able to.
Yeah, you're gonna have to tell me about it, Tarek.
Wow.
Gonna have to.
You doing that? You pulling an alien Romulus on this one?
Sony already had Madam Web, and they had Morbius.
You're not gonna watch it out of curiosity?
Maybe, big maybe. When it pops up on Netflix, maybe.
It's got to be. Listen, I saw Madam Web on Netflix. It's got to be better than Madam Web. I don't know what that was. It's got to be.
I'm gonna try and watch it again one day.
What, Madam Web?
Yeah.
No, don't do that. If you're gonna do that, you might as well go watch Kane. I mean, go watch Homeboy. You might as well just do that, man. Don't do that.
Yeah. Val, I'm also upset that they canceled the Get Down at on Netflix. That was I like that show.
Get Down.
That was cool. Beetlejuice coming soon. Yeah, I'm hyped.
I want to.
It's gonna be good.
I just feel like I haven't seen anything good out of the trailers.
I think they're just teasers right now. We haven't got a juicy trailer yet.
It's 2 weeks. The movie comes out in 2 weeks.
Is it in 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's like September 4th or something. That's 2 weeks.
Maybe that is it was a more robust trailer, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna watch it because I love Beetlejuice and Michael Keaton's my
watch
guy.
that trailer one more time, or maybe I didn't watch anything recent then.
Yeah. Have you guys? They've been showing some clips from this Watchmen animated also.
Oh yeah, I said that that's really good.
Have you heard that it's good?
I heard that it's good. But I'm still trying to watch the next Crisis on Infinite Earths, and it's been pretty bad so far.
Oh.
So.
Yeah,
I finally watched. I watched the Batman Cape Crusader on Amazon.
Yeah, there you go.
That was good.
I did also.
Yeah. Tell me how you guys liked it.
I was very impressed.
It gave me the vibes of like the original animated series cartoon, and it gave it more of a kind of a realistic tone too. You didn't have all these
classic Batman.
They weren't looking like cartoony or comic booky. It was cartoony, but like it makes sense because Matt Reeves and J.J. Abrams are producers on the cartoon. So like the Two-Face didn't look like your typical Two-Face, or like in the cartoon it was like original was like half blue. He was just really like a deformed like from the Dark Knight.
Yeah.
So I like that aspect of it. It was a really good watch. I'm not gonna hold you. Like it gave me all the lore. I probably didn't like.
I like the Clayface. I like the take on Clayface.
The take on Clayface was cool. But that's what Matt Reeves is trying to do with his Clayface. That's exactly how he wanted it to be.
Well, he's an executive producer of that show.
So maybe that Clayface was a way to test out how it would get portrayed in live action. Maybe. But I like what they did with the cartoon version.
Yeah, maybe. What'd you say? Say you, Tarek. How was it? How was the experience?
I was honestly very impressed.
Yeah.
I thought it would be a little corny because they're kind of doing like the what do they call noir, old school. I was like, this might be a little corny. This might not come across well. But allow me to be shut the hell up because they pulled it off. Yeah. They pulled off Batman. They pulled off Bruce Wayne. They pulled off the whole situation. Again, I agree. The Clayface, the way they did Clayface was dope. One thing I found interesting in this Cape Crusader was that like they were often them villains. Them villains were not.
People were getting murked in that show.
Yeah,
this was a Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah, like when was one scene that Batman found the two bodies under the house or something.
Yeah,
he's like,
they were often. So that I thought that was interesting. Nice short series.
I can't wait for the tease for the Joker. I really like that, and the seriousness of the show. Like I'm in it. Yeah. Nice.
It's good to say that DC is doing good animated again because they were even falling off with that. Like you said, the Crisis on
the Crisis. And just to be a completist, I'm gonna have to watch this third part, but I'm gonna need to like get some like really good food or something to sit down and watch it.
Yeah, when one of your main villains is somebody called Psycho Pirate.
Yeah,
we're headed down. We're headed down some dark areas here. That's a no bueno. So, But I'll force myself through. Did you guys talk about how awful Borderlands is doing? Has anybody seen
No.
Borderlands?
Why don't you
No, I
guys
haven't
take?
seen it.
Have you even watched? Has anybody watched it? I haven't
Don't
watched
care to
it.
watch it.
Is it
No.
that bad?
It's bad. They didn't even do. They barely did any press for it.
Yeah, we even got no screen or nothing. I got a
And
screener for Transformers 1, so they must really think that movie's gonna do well.
I think I want to see it.
Listen, if
I didn't
Kevin
like it.
Hart is pumping a movie, then there's something wrong because he pumps all his movies. he markets everything he's in there. You haven't heard of people.
Kevin Hart
He
did not
admitted
ride the
nothing.
hype train with that.
Kevin Hart's out here. He worried about. He'd rather go stream with Kai Cenat
Yeah, yeah, my man's playing video games with Kai
than
Cenat.
promote that movie, and could have promoted the movie on Kai's channel, but
As far as like levels though, like Madam Web versus Borderlands, you know, I think Borderlands is gonna fly under the radar. Like, oh yeah, that movie did bad, but like, ain't not gonna maybe take it be like they were like there for the ride. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't think people were expecting it wasn't like hype for Borderlands.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of people like, ooh, finally, you know.
It's not the hottest. I mean, it's a cool video game, but it's not like there's not a big fan base for that. You know.
Yeah.
It's not Call of
Plus,
Duty or
Twisted Metal. The Twisted Metal series came out. I don't know if it's the same
they
thing.
got season 2. They got season 2 coming.
it's very similar. It's an older franchise of a video game.
I still gotta watch the first one.
It was not bad, funny, like goofy show.
Mm.
What was the other joint that came out on Amazon? And it was pretty solid. Kind
Oh,
of like
Halo?
Borderlands.
Fallout.
Fallout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fallout was better.
Borderlands is coming up on the heels of Fallout. Fallout was solid and decent.
But then we had
I don't know.
Halo. Remember we had Halo.
Yeah.
Halo.
Well,
Yeah. Halo unfortunately improved too late.
yeah.
Yeah.
What are they gonna do? BioShock? Yo, these video games
Yeah, they're gonna do BioShock.
these things aren't going well. I still haven't seen Uncharted from back in the
Mortal
day.
Kombat 2 is greenlit.
That's good.
Yeah.
I was okay with the Mortal Kombat movie. Yeah.
Which I like the Mortal Kombat movie. I watched it again randomly the other day, and I'm like, you know what? It wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't terrible.
I think what people weren't ready for is the fact that it didn't go right into the tournament. It's the movie leading up to the tournament.
Yeah. And people weren't feeling the new character for some reason.
Yeah. Which was interesting. I have a love-hate with it. I like that he can summon Scorpion, and he's a descendant of Scorpion. But yeah, and he's not in the game, and you don't.
Yeah,
I
it was
think if
shoehorned.
fans got to use him in the game, because there's been times. I mean, you've seen it with Harley Quinn where she's introduced in a TV show, and then her character was so good that let's just start doing comics about her. I thought the Cole character, he wasn't bad, but I think you can create a more appreciation for his character if you incorporated him in the video games, and he's not in Mortal Kombat 1.
Right.
Why didn't they do that?
He's not in the DLC or anything like that. So I mean, how do you expect true fans of the Mortal Kombat series to really embrace a new character if you can't they can't even rock with him in the video game?
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah,
that was a strange decision.
It was
a strange decision to do that. I don't know why they did that.
I think
It's kind of like what they do with the Resident Evil movies. I know they made so many of them, but they really had nothing to do with the video game. There was elements from the video game in it. Some of the characters popped up occasionally, but the Mila Jovovich's character, she was never in the video game. She was a whole new character that they just created for the movie. Which I would have appreciated regular Chris Redfield and the gang, Joe Valentine, all them cast. I just would have appreciated that and kept it moving.
Yeah, they wait till Resident Evil 3 to just Joe Valentine all of a sudden.
Yeah, they were like, they tried to pivot.
Yeah,
it's like these movies are making money, but they're not.
You got
not liking them very much.
Ashanti in the third movie, and Mike Epps is popping up.
Yeah.
All right, what are we doing here?
Boris Kojo and what's going on?
Yeah, what do we got going on here? This is confusing.
Yeah.
Orphan Black Echoes on Amazon.
So I didn't get into Orphan. I liked Orphan. Orphan Black was a dope show. Back in that's oh my god, I can't think of her name all of a sudden. She played She-Hulk.
Okay.
Tatiana
Tatiana Maslany.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the show. The show that broke her was Orphan Black, where
Oh,
she has alternate versions of herself in existence, and they start trying to figure out who they really are, why there's so many versions of
I see.
herself.
Okay.
Dope show, which I was kind of shocked that they're doing the Echoes one. So I haven't gotten into it yet because I haven't finished all of Orphan Black. So I got to go back and get to all these things, which I think I will. I'm holding up to get my my AMC free trial so I can finish Interview with a Vampire. I can wait for it to be done.
Hey,
Get my free trial.
I need to catch up on that. You know what I caught up on was Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the show.
I gotta watch that. I heard it's really good.
What a great show. Great show. Yeah. And you were right. They can kind of like let it be or continue it if they wanted to. Yeah. So definitely a dope show. I think that's it, man. Unless I'm forgetting about everything and then anything and everything.
No crazy Marvel news. I think James Gunn recently spoke out about the Superman movie, and I think he said basicing the reason he filmed it a year early, so that he's giving the visual effects team to make the visual effects right. For when it's released. So I mean that's hopeful. I mean I don't know where my hype level is at yet on this movie, but yeah.
Very cool.
It's gonna be, the sweaties are gonna be so heavy for Superman when it comes out.
And then it's Fantastic Four is around that release date too. So yeah. It's gonna be an interesting time when that hits.
Both films are gonna be under very, very heavy scrutiny. I'm gonna try to go in and just enjoy if I can.
Me too. I'm gonna check out this Interview with a Vampire too. So Val says it's good.
Yeah, don't check
it out. Yeah. Let everyone know who's listening to the audio version of this podcast how they can follow you, Mr. Joey Franchise.
Hit me up on my personal at Joey Franchise. You can also keep up with content like this at Franchise on Film. I do a lot of trailer reviews and predictions, and also some movie reviews in there as well. So yeah, Franchise on Film. Lock in.
Yeah, Mr. Tarek Lewis.
My name is Tarek on Instagram and also on YouTube.
All right. Of course, you can follow me at DJ Speedy JR, all the socials for the DJ stuff. And of course, go subscribe to the YouTube channel so when you can know when we are live with the Geek Culture Congress. We try and do it every Monday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's Speedy's Multiverse on YouTube. Speedy's Multiverse on YouTube. If you are listening to this on podcast radio, thank you so much for hanging out with us. And if you just want to consume the audio version of the podcast, really simple, look for Geek Culture Congress podcast wherever you listen to your podcasts, and you will find us. Okay, have a good one, everybody. Be safe. I think next week we're gonna take a little break because I got some things going on, and then we'll be back in a couple weeks. All right, with another show, ladies and gentlemen. So hang tight. Don't worry, we'll be back in a couple weeks with another Geek Culture Congress.
Maybe by everybody. Then.
Yeah,
I'll watch the moon by then.
There you go. If you want, only if you want to, Tarek. Only if you're like bored. Okay. Put it low on your list. I don't know if you're gonna like it. But we'll see. All right, guys. Have a good one, everybody. Be safe. Peace.